Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Catherine from Dryer Days Art Studio. Gonna do a couple different videos today. Let's get going. Hey everybody, it's Catherine from Dryer Days Art Studio here. Thanks for being with me. Today we are gonna do a pour using Artist Loft's paints. I wanted to break those out and try those out again because I haven't used them for a little while. I hope you can see the background. I didn't lay any brown paper down today, so I hope my paints underneath aren't too distracting. I'll try to zoom in more on the painting, but I've already got my paints mixed here. As you can see, these are all the colors up here that I've used. We've got a green yellow, phthalo blue, emerald green, orange, and a white flow acrylic. And these are all from Artist Loft brand, which you can find at Michael's. I am gonna put today in the treadmill lubricant, and I'm only gonna put it in a couple. I'm gonna do the yellow, green, the blue, and the white. And I did make 2 whites today. I'm gonna hold off on putting the silicone in one of them just because I'm not sure how much I'm gonna use. So like I said, these have been mixed already with my glue wall and spring water pouring medium. And I did have to add water, a little bit of spring water to them to loosen them up a little bit more. And we're gonna use this 10 by 10 canvas today. I only wanna do 1 cup instead of 2 small ones like I've done before. So I got this bigger cup out. I'm kind of hoping it's heavy enough. Sometimes if they're too light, but I think this one should be okay. So we're gonna try it out. So let's get going. And I did kind of, as you can see probably here, I went for some brighter colored paints. Sometimes I like to just really go out on a limb and try colors that you wouldn't necessarily think would go together. I've had some amazing results with that, such as orange and purple. You know, it is important. I'm a semi-retired hairstylist and we have to learn the color wheel, and you very much bring that also into consideration as an artist, as a painter, with your colors. And so I will do a lot of paintings where the color scheme is very closely related. You know, if I'm using blues, they're all cool blue or warm colors. All the reds would be, you know, warm reds. So I am going to dip into my second white that I made here. So I did just put a couple drips of the treadmill silicone in there. Let's see if I can get just a little bit more out of this white one. And I find what I'm kind of doing here, if you've noticed, is I am putting white in between a lot of the colors. And I'm doing that because I find it helps almost keep them more separated, and you can almost get more of that white surrounding the cells and make the colors pop even more instead of running the risk of them just sort of blending together and becoming muddy. That white almost acts like a border. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of depends on the paints that you're using, the quality of the paint. And because we're doing 1 cup, I wanted to make sure that I made plenty of paint because I don't want any negative space in this one. I want the colors to cover the entire canvas. I'm not putting any other white or gray or anything down. I'm just gonna put orange right on here. So I may have made too much. We'll see. And I'm just gonna see if I have a little, see if I have some blue. And just do a tiny bit of my green. As you can see, I'm not big on wearing gloves. I probably should use them more, but I have my handy paper towel roll here that I dip into, but all right, and I'm gonna do, actually, since I've got a little bit of white, just a teeny bit right there. Okay. I tend to always do it off center with my cup when I flip it over. I don't ever worry about it really if I get drips, but we'll just wipe it off for now. So how is everybody doing out there? I hope great. Oh, I'm just really enjoying making these videos. I hope you're enjoying watching them as much as I like making them. That's the whole point, I hope. But yeah, I'm just really having a good time with this. While we're waiting for this to pour, actually, I'll show you this painting that I did from the other day. If you'll remember, I put a little clip in here. This is how it dried. Now, I've been noticing this with a couple of my paintings that I do the white negative space on, and I think I'm getting this kind of, they almost look like anemones or something from like a coral reef. And I think I'm getting those because I maybe put too much water in my paint. I've been using this squirt bottle here where I put the Basics Liquitex white, plain titanium white in here with my pouring medium and water to really make it nice and slippery. And I think I maybe have put too much water in, and that's why I'm getting this bleeding almost. So I will go in, since I'm really not a fan of that, and I'll kind of go over it with just some plain white. I'll probably show that in another video. Otherwise, I'm really happy with how the cells came out. This is the one that we used the black with. Like I said, I knew some gray was going to come up, and I'm okay with that. That's why I didn't use a gray color. And I like how the red came through too. So, and the bronze you can see in areas. But okay, just wanted to show you guys that from the other day. Now, let's see how we're doing with this one. Getting some pretty cool colors so far. I like this brand, especially for beginners. It's relatively inexpensive. I bought these colors the other day when they were having a sale, and each of those tubes there only cost me $1.99. So that is a really good deal. Normally my Liquitex ones that are that size are about $4 a piece. You know, as you're doing this, look at the painting. Look where the paint is going. I really liked this green, and I saw the green was about to run off, so I'm tipping it back the other way to get that green back in the painting. I'll get my torch. We talked in a video the other day about the fact that you don't have to torch the whole painting. If I want to leave this without any cells, I can leave that. But as the painting moves, you'll see that, and with the silicone just working in there on its own, sometimes the cells will just come up anyway without you really being able to have a say in it. These paintings have been a really good practice for me in letting go of control, because there are a lot of variables to this that you can control, such as your silicone, such as the type of paints you're buying, the surfaces you're doing them on. But at the end of the day, when you pour this paint on here, it's gonna go where it wants to go. And these cells are looking just beautiful where I torched it, so I may come in and do some more torching, I think. I like that this is lighter over here, so as you can see, I'm coming in with some of my leftover white paint to blend those edges in. As we know, having the edges show is a peeve of mine. It's just looking really nice. Those cells are just really coming to life there. Again, I'm just kind of watching how it's going. I know that my table kind of tilts towards me, and I don't want to lose too many of my colors here. So that's why I kind of continue to move it around until I put it down on my dry rack. You really want your surface to be as level as possible, and I'm working on getting this table more level. Because when you get the painting down like this and it looks absolutely beautiful, and you want the paint to stay right where it is and dry that way, it will if your table's level. I am gonna torch up here because, oh yeah, I was just curious as to how those would come out up there. I go through a lot of these sticks, but you can wash them if you want. I have washed them and they dry just fine. You can reuse them. So again, now we had these really vibrant colors that we would maybe look at initially and think, ugh, I don't know. I don't know about all those colors together. And here we're getting this beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. I will zoom in on this here in a second after I get all my paint on and just show you some of these cells and how beautiful they look. Someone asked me if I varnish my paintings. I do have a varnish that I sometimes use. It's a matte varnish. I like the matte because it really doesn't, it dries matte. I mean, you can't even tell that you have anything on there. So it doesn't skew your colors. But a lot of times with acrylic painting, you don't really need to varnish. But if I'm making a piece and it's really expensive, and I want the colors to stay true a long time, then I will. It's just a spray matte varnish, and I just do it outside or in my garage, and because it does kind of have some fumes. I'm kind of tempted to torch right here, but I like the fact that it's different, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna come in right now and scrape my sides, because as I have mentioned, if the sides are really dripping, they will pull your paint down. As you can see, these are kind of sliding down because that paint is heavy. Now, if this were a bigger canvas hanging over the sides of this rack, obviously I wouldn't have to keep kind of moving it around. I could just go around the sides, but it is a smaller canvas that I'm using. I almost wish I had used a bigger one to get a bigger painting out of this, because it is just really nice. All right, guys, so here it is up close. Those cells just look awesome. And you can see through that middle there where I didn't even torch. Those cells are just starting to come up on their own too.